Hello tanks and tankettes, and welcome to a view replay featuring the Charioteer as driven by Freezer 112 here. Now, this isn't one of the turreted British tank destroyers that's getting a change in the upcoming, was it 920.1 or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, the Challenger and then the Tier 9 and 10, the Conway and the FV, have been super tested with different guns, but this is remaining, as far as I know, exactly the same, which is fine because it's got a really nice gun, and it always was a really huge jump from tier 7 to tier 8 in terms of firepower on this line. It will hopefully in future be less so, but for now, yeah, it's kind of like you get to this and it makes the pain of the 17-pounder a bit more worthwhile, although the pain of the 17-pounder, the pain of that grind, isn't as bad as it once was. So the reason I picked this one out, and it is going to be a reasonably quick one, is because Freezer here is absolutely using the mobility to the fullest. He has taken a really early aggressive position. He pushed through into the cap and is now sniping away at things that are trying to get up to the hill. So he's racking up some damage, and it's having a disruptive effect on the enemy team's ability to control this side of the map. He is absolutely, like, in a short space of time, racking up a pretty decent amount of damage. So that's 1500 already, and he has been spotted, but there wasn't too much on the tracks there. If there had been a few more things clustered there, it might have been a problem for him. But as it was, he's been able to avoid taking any damage, which is always useful because this thing doesn't really have any armour. So an APCR shell would have done better there than the Hesh, but the Hesh is what he still had loaded. I believe the only Hesh rounds he has in this, by the way, is the premium Hesh. And as you can see, he's also running the food consumable. But there's a reason for that, and you'll see the reason for that at the very end. So he's unspotted at the moment. Possibly he has a good camo crew. I'm not entirely certain. There's nothing on this side of the tracks down towards the cap that can spot him, but if he opens fire, he might get spotted from whatever made its way up the hill. There's at least one thing that did, or else he might get hit from down there near the cap. But it's not too bad of a position for now. He's just more spotting than anything else, although this Tiger's very tempting, and he takes the shot, but unfortunately it bounces in the gun mantler. He's not spotted though, so that's fine. So there's artillery. Goodbye artillery. There is another one, so potentially a Vespucci's medal, maybe. It's a lot easier to get that these days, although it kind of devalues them. Wasn't there one for getting like 5 arty kills or 4 arty kills or something? Is it even possible to still get that? I don't know, because you can only get 3 arty in a game now. But it's a small sacrifice. I'm willing to give up the possibility of getting a medal in order for there to be less artillery. So back to the Hesh, because that Rev is a rather tasty looking target, but unfortunately it does not pen. Now this is you can see the risk here. The reward of taking the hill is great, but the risk is also there because you can get people firing up at the hill, and if you're in a large, not particularly stealthy tank like that Oni, yeah, it can be rather painful. So it was a T25 AT, and there we go, there's a nice Hesh pen, who is a little bit screwed, it's looking like. Him and the 5100 just run down the hill, and although the 25 AT has evaded death for a little bit longer, surely they will die soon. And there we go, very nice on the move shot there. So the Rev pops over, takes a shot at 5100, so still no damage for Freezer, and he decides to peek over, and there's that artillery. But they haven't killed the T25 yet, and 5100 is going to regret that immensely. So another Hesh, but that takes it in the gun mantler area, and that means that Freezer is going to take a hit, but he can stand it, even though it is a relatively high alpha gun for its tier. Well, I say that, I mean, there's the SU-152 skewing everything for the tier 7 tank destroyers, but no, what was it, 400 average that gets potentially. Although that wasn't anything like that kind of a roll, so maybe they didn't have the 105. Or is it tier 8 I'm thinking of? No, that's the tier 8 gun, isn't it? That's the... No, it is a 105. Okay, I'm getting myself so confused. Yes, the tier 8 tank destroyer guns are 120mm. That's the 105 gun that you also got the T29. Yes, of course it is. Anyway, there was a little trip off into the byways of my memory there. So, he wants to peek, but, well, it's a little bit risky. This thing doesn't have particularly good gun depression. He does, however, manage to successfully bait that Hummel into firing. So, there we go. Nice, easy kill, and the Rev managed to... die as well. I know what I mean. The Rev died as well. So that just leaves the last couple of tanks. And this was quite a comfortable win, really. I mean, I think we can call it a win, even though it's not quite finished yet, because they just held control quite easily of the part of the map. The pap? What? Part of the map that actually matters. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well tonight. Yeah, I'm recording this one a little bit late, but even so, I don't know where pap came from. So, anyway, just the WZ-111 left. You might get another hit in, maybe. And letting it aim, because it's not the snappiest gun. He did have a couple of lucky shots, but that one was aimed and was a well-deserved last bit of damage. And there you go. As you can see, that's why they were running the premium food and had only premium Hesh, because they were grinding for gun marks. And that was, in fact, Freezer 112's third Medal of Excellence. Let's just go with that. Let's just go with that. Medal of Excellence, yeah. So, 3,800, nearly 3,900 damage done. 5 kills, no Top Gun though, which would have been a nice little cherry on top of everything else. But given that he did almost double the XP of the next best player on the team, yeah, but the enemy team wasn't really any great shakes. And possibly it would have been a bit of a longer game if he hadn't played so aggressively at the beginning and gotten that early position which let him basically disrupt the enemy advance to the hill. Not that it looked like it was a particularly big number of tanks going up there anyway, but even so, I'm sure it helped out. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty good game and an example of what you can do in this thing, although as you could tell from the team list, yeah, the enemy team wasn't that good, so it's maybe not that representative of how this thing does under adverse circumstances. But when you have the opportunity to be aggressive, yes, it can be pretty good. So hopefully you enjoyed that replay, and if you did, you can leave any comments below, you can hit the like button, you can sub to my channel if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned for more.